Good morning. Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing this morning? Today is November the 20th, 2022. 2022, Sunday, November 20th, 2022. And we got holidays coming up this week, right? Yeah, holidays coming up this week. We're going to be out from work for about 3 days. 3 days. Those of you guys who are working probably be off on what? Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, right? Thursday and Friday? Yeah. Huh? Oh, you don't know? Brother Freddie said he don't know about those things anymore. Well, that's a good thing, right? That's a good thing, right? So we are, again, truly blessed to be here today. I am happy to be here and ecstatic. And I am thankful to God that we are able to see each other one more time. All right, one more day. One more day. God blessed us and allowed us to wake up another day, gave us breath, to breathe and air to suck in and suck out and to breathe out. Okay, thank God for that, right? Thank God for that. He didn't have to let us enjoy this just wonderful day. Cool day, but wonderful day as well. But again, we are truly blessed to be here, and want to again thank God for this opportunity. So welcome to Sunday School. We are relocated upstairs today due to the renovation downstairs of the floors. And if anybody who gave to that, thank God and thank you for that. If you gave for the remodeling of the basement, as far as the floors, thank you for that. And if you still want to give, you can. Feel free. We just add that to the collection. Amen. Feel free. So can someone pray us in, please?
Sunday, another day that we've been able to come to your house and worship, just to sing and give praise to you. We're so thankful for the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. We just ask you to keep your loving arms wrapped around us and our neighbors, those that are still going through trials and tribulations because of the flood. Just continue to uplift them. Let them know that you're still there watching over them. We ask you to bless each and every one of us here at our church. This way, in your son Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. So today we're going to, Brother Leroy, if you can you come over this way so we can see you? You know, I got to see you. You're right behind her. I can't see her. Come over this way some so I can see you.
Oh, you over there.
Yeah. Brother Leroy said, I thought you was downstairs. No. Funny. Good one. That's a good one. No, I'm not downstairs. We're upstairs today. Remember we was talking about they are doing the basement floors downstairs. So we had to, everything's pushed over into where we go and congregate at. And the classroom portion is empty. So they'll be working on the floors this week. Again, thank God for that. But yeah, I'm not downstairs. Yeah. So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to get a little, as we say, personal a little bit, because it's a lot of people that's, going, and this is the holiday season, and, some families are, broken apart because of somebody saying these, negative things, and we need to come together. Do y'all think? Y'all think we need to come together? Yeah, not just because it's the holiday, not just because of the holiday, but we need to come together in general, because we all need to be as one. So I was asked a couple questions by somebody this week, and I just want to ask you guys your opinion on it and how we handle situations like this. So why do y'all think people are so worried about the other person, about somebody else?
Worried about what?
Why do you think they are so worried about the other person? Like why am I worried about what Brother Leroy is wearing?
I think we should be concerned about each other, welfare, how they going, how they feel. I think that's just our Christian way of being concerned and not meddling.
Being concerned but not meddling, but people are, and people are nosy, we worry about the wrong things in today's society. We definitely worry about the wrong thing. Go ahead.
I don't think that people worry about other people. I think that they are concerned out of jealousy and envy.
Mm-hmm. Out of jealousy and envy.
They're concerned with what the other person has that they don't have. Why this person shared and the other person don't. That's concern. That's not worry. Worry is whenever you have a gift and you share it with others. That gift doesn't necessarily be material. It can be in prayer. It can be in acknowledging that person. It can be in greeting. It's a lot of things, but that's concern. That's not what we don't worry. We're not concerned in that area.
Mm-hmm. Let's go to 1 Timothy 5:13. First Timothy 5:13. Can someone read it, please?
Before God, who gives life to all things, and before Christ Jesus, he firmly professed his faith before Pontius Pilate. I command you.
It was. Did you read
Oh, okay.
1 Timothy 5:13? That's okay. That's okay. I was like, wait a minute. 1 Timothy 5:13. 13.
5:13. They also learn to waste their time in going around from house to house. But even worse, they learn to be gossip and busybodies, talking of things they should not.
All right, and you read it from what? The King James?
New English version.
New English version? Okay. And then, so the King James version says, besides, they get into the habit of being idle and going about from house to house. So what is that? Like a gossiper, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Going from house to house. And it says, and not only do they become idols, but also busybodies who talks nonsense, saying things they are not to. Okay.
If I may say something about one of my friends, I don't call his name, but he's like this. He dogmatic because I don't down here, he can't control me. He cut me down and slammed me behind my back, and I see it.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Lord just never made me leave him alone. Pray for him. So I ain't praying for him. That's all I can do. But yeah, he can't control me. So he's slamming me. And things didn't work out. When I guess like he thought. So now he's slamming me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's what people do, right?
He do it.
Mm-hmm. So people can be found being nosy in all kinds of situations. The office, our families, social media, and including in church. Y'all think? And it all contains nosy people. The motive behind it being nosy could be boredom, dissatisfaction with one's life, and maybe they just as you said, they hating on you, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And Paul's solution for the busybodies in Timothy's church is the same solution for nosy people today. So, what do you think when he was saying that they were going house to house? Who was going house to house? The believers. So, do you think that all of us could be busybodies at some point? It's part of what? It's part of our nature to be a busybody, or to, Is it it's a harmless act though, isn't it?
No.
It's not? You think it's a harmful act?
I'm talking about you or somebody else,
Mm-hmm.
just be talking about you, and generally, things are exaggerated, and we pass along half-truths and untruths,
Mm-hmm.
that's harmful.
Yeah. Yeah. So go ahead.
I agree with Brother James, and I add this to it, like, they not happy. They're not happy with themselves, and the thing about it is, this fella, they believe what he's saying. He's dirty, bloody, I hate to say it, he's a dirty guy. And they believe that stuff. And that's, I stay on my knees and say, Lord, help me stay calm, because I get upset because people believe it. But they should believe, they should believe nothing serious, because you always be like that.
Mm-hmm.
People, I can come and say the craziest thing about you, you know nothing about what I'm talking about.
Right.
And some fool, or multiple fools, will believe what I'm saying without even bothering to investigate it or asking you or whatever, and then in turn pass it along.
Right.
Oh, you know what I heard?
Yeah.
I heard a taste for such and such and such.
Right. Right.
And they accept it as gospel.
They accept it as gospel, right? You know, you're correct. I mean, just like we talked about, I think a couple of weeks ago, and I was saying how when people see Brother Leroy give me a tie, somebody always has something to say, right? Me and Brother Leroy sit there and laugh it off. We look at him and laugh it off, but we hear it, but it's just the naysayers. He's not giving me his hand-me-downs. He's rewarding me. In fact, this is one. You remember this? So, yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Paul was saying in this verse, in verse 14, he was just categorizing. Okay, so when he was talking about the women, don't take that with a grain of salt. Okay, so what he said, Paul was saying that the women in Timothy's church to be busy with their own families and so give the enemy no opportunity for slander. That's 1 Timothy 5:14. The writer of Proverbs says, Proverbs say, a perceived person, stirs up conflict and gossip and separates close friends. That's Proverbs 16:28. It breaks up close friends. So how do have you had that friend who you were friends with, and you guys had you had an issue, and you next thing you know, everybody and their mother knows about it? Have y'all had that happen to y'all? Something that you talked to one of your friends with, and then next thing you know, it was all over the place? Never?
That's probably what's going on now. I didn't care that he told people what the deal was with me, but like I say, the group is just the James thing, people exaggerating that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So a perverse person, as it says in Proverbs 16:20, a perverse person stirs up conflict and gossip. It separates close friends. I've been in situations where I had something going on in my life, and I talked to somebody. Next thing you know, I heard it, even though it was different when I heard it back. I know I only told one person. I only told one person. But we're going to talk about how can we deal with people like this, and what do we got to do? You don't have to slander them back. You don't have to come back and the eye for eye. That's not what we're going here to talk about. What we're here to how ways that we can get past those things. Oh yeah, you got to leave them alone. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Proverbs 16:28.
you should have conversations with that person who's spreading that stuff.
Yeah, we're coming on to that next. Yeah, you should. You should. And again, this is what we've been talking about anyway, right? You know, if you have a problem with somebody, you go talk to them. You know, I'll leave all the other foolishness alone. You know, we got to talk. We got to talk about it. And yes, Paul, he just don't. He didn't like slander. You know, gossip and foolishness, and even a murderer. That was in Romans 1. Let's go to Romans. Let's turn to Romans 1, 29 and 32, and let's read that. And we're gonna see how this, when people don't think that it's not harmful. Romans 1, 29 to 32. We're gonna read that. So, and before we do this, I'm gonna ask the question. So, do you think slandering people? Do you think putting somebody's business out, gossiping? Do you think that is a sin?
Yes.
You do? What about Romans 1, 20? Yeah, Romans 1, 29 through 32. No, 1. Chapter 1. Yeah, Romans 1. Both of y'all did the same thing. Romans chapter 1, verse 29. Sorry. So again, do you think it's a sin? You do.
It all depends on what you tell and who you tell it to.
Or should it matter? Or is the point is you're telling them?
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter, because if you do it, regardless of who you tell it to, it's the same. The act of doing it is the same.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if you were gossiping and you were talking, passing something in confidence, then that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to see in Romans how it affects your spirit. So let's go ahead. Let's read 29, 30, 31, and 32. So somebody read 2 verses, and then somebody else read 2 and 30. Excuse me, 31 and 32.
They are filled with all kinds of wickedness, evil, greed, and vice. They're full of jealousy, murder, fighting, deceit, and malice. They gossip, speak evil of one another. They are hateful to God, insolent, proud, and boastful. They think of more ways to do evil. They disobey their parents.
Very disrespectful, very wrong, right? Right. As it's being filled with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, convertedness, maliceness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, whispers, backbiting, haters to God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedience to parents. All of that. All of that. Verse 31. Without understanding, covenant breakage, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, knowing who the judgment of God, that they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do the same, but the pleasures in them that do them. What is that saying? What do y'all think that is saying?
He says, this people, God is giving some people up. That's out of Revelation great mind. It's the things I can share in the Proverbs about certain people that you have to reprove everybody, and they'll hate you more.
Mhm.
You know, I'm going to the Proverbs, so you have to let the Lord lead you, because some people, they'll hate you more. They see you try to stand up for yourself, or, you just can't talk to everybody. Some people, the Lord just, just leave people alone from certain ones. They don't, I'm a little guy, they don't want to, like me, you know what I'm saying? They think people, I think I would take more off of them, so I talk to the Lord about it.
Mhm.
Because they're big bullies, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
And I can't, like I say, I want to stay safe. I don't want the bullying me to come out. I'd be like David. I'm terribly sorry. They can't do, can't do that in society.
The answer in 32, who, knowing the judgment of God, who's our judger? Who is our judger? Who judges us?
Jesus Christ.
Not people, right?
They're not supposed
We're not fit to judge.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's blind. It's spiritually blind. It's one of the ones who see justice, and there's so much perversion out here. Our judges of the land take bribes.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that justice isn't done. Injustice instead.
Mm-hmm.
We went downtown for justice, but there's nobody there, just us.
Mm-hmm. As it says, but is worthy of what? Death. It's your spirit. Being that kind of person that's disobedient, and you look at the society right now where you see how some kids are very, very disrespectful to their parents. That's wrong, right?
I remember some that were, you know what I'm saying? Like when I was young,
Mm-hmm.
disrespectful to them.
Mm-hmm. Just flat out wrong. But as you can see, that's leading to spiritual death. That's leading to spiritual death.
But I think some parents set their kids up to be disrespectful by trying to be buddy with them instead of being the parent.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't do
Mm-hmm.
You gotta put your foot down from the beginning
Mm-hmm.
when they coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes just let them control them.
Well, what everybody's saying is that they blame, some of the blame is on the parent as well, for allowing a child to grow up and be disrespectful, and because they, as Sister Diane said, they should put their foot down. Go ahead. Were you about to say something?
No.
Okay. And yes, they're wrong. We're not teaching them right. Yeah, we have. We've let them do what they want to do. Go ahead.
That question, you believe that's why so many shootings are in our nation today? What you just said, what we're talking about?
Well, you look at it, and sometimes you hear some kids say, the streets raised me. Uh, no, our parents didn't raise me; the streets did. I heard that a lot. Coming up in my time. I don't know if it was vice versa with you guys. That a little older. I mean, I think he's about 5 years older than me. So, brother Freddie is about 5 years older than me. So I can say that. In my time, the kids was like the streets raised me. So they had no respect for their parents, none. Sister Diane said the parents were out there doing what the kids were doing, trying to do what the kids are doing. Yeah, you do have you have that. You have that as well.
I think it's a little bit more basic than that. And the basic problem is you have people who profess to be Christians, but they want to live the secular life. they don't want to do the things that a Christian should be doing.
Mhm.
And that is set an example. I'll think it, and if I think it, then it's cool. I will say as opposed to thinking it and acting. If you act it, then I'm your son, I'm your nephew, I'm your brother, your friend. I'm going to live like what you do.
Right, right.
And that's going to carry on.
Mhm.
The biggest problem with being disrespectful is you don't know any boundaries.
Right. Your boundaries. You don't know the boundaries.
Anything to anybody at any time.
Mhm.
Hello, criminal justice system.
Yeah.
Because
Right,
society doesn't allow you to do whatever you want to do, whatever you want to do.
right, right.
That's what happens.
And that's what, yeah, and that is what happens. You know, the criminal justice system gets them then. You know, it's no turning back. You know,
The majority of them that encounters that system is lost.
mhm,
Be you young, middle-aged, or old, you're lost.
mhm, mhm. Yeah. And, you know, we see our brothers and sisters, are in prison right now. We ain't seen them in years. You know, it's hurtful. It's a hurtful thing, though. It is very, very hurtful. Sister Juanita, we are in, just to let you know where we are in the first chapter of Romans, uh, verses 29 and 32. And we were just talking about how backstabbers and haters of God and people that are both and spiteful and proud, how that leads to death, spiritual death. How it leads to spiritual death. And in verse 32, he said, how were these people aware that God's justice would require death? How? How did they know? How did the Church of Timothy realize, or how would they know? You know, how would they know? Because what Paul was telling them, that slander and backstabbing is going to lead to death. So, like I said earlier, the way Paul was trying to teach them, the parents, as you guys said, the parents failed in some aspects, you know, because they didn't teach them how Paul was trying to teach the Church of Timothy. As parents, we failed. We didn't teach our kids, hey, don't do this, because what happened? As parents, the kids hear everything. They hear everything, everything you say. Everything. You might think they ain't listening, but they know. And persons all the time say, well, I don't say and talk negative about my husband or my wife in front of the kids, but the kids hear everything. Don't they? They hear everything. So when you think they ain't listening, they listening. And Mom, I heard you talk about Dad. And Dad, I heard you talk about Mom. They hear it.
If you live a life where you lying and you cheating and you scheming, and then you try to tell your kids to do the opposite, it's not going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First question is, why should I listen to anything that you are telling me when you're doing what you're telling me
Not to do? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, Tony, y'all telling me we in Romans? We're in First Romans. Excuse me, chapter 1 in Romans, 29 and 32. And, you know, yeah, it's our fault as parents, you know, that we didn't teach the kids right. Because the kids would look and try to act, even though you think they don't try to emulate you, they do. You know, so if they see you doing wrong, they gonna think it's right. They gonna think it's right. Me,
Mom did,
yeah.
whether it's right or wrong, as long as like they see us do it, that's the approval.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, in my home growing up, my mom, uh, she was one of those that drank every day. You know, it was like a cold hot relationship. Me and my mom had a cold hot relationship growing up, and I ended up having to go stay with my grandmother. But we didn't get along because of it, because it was just like it was embarrassing to me. And then when I got 16 and 17, what do you think I did? You know, it was more, I despised it, but then I ended up doing the same thing at 16, 17.
Or something similar.
Yeah, it's so
Hurt yourself.
right, right. And I ended up feeling that once I left home, uh, our relationship got closer. And I'm gonna tell you why would you think? So I grew up under my grandmother's tutelage. Like I said, my mom was an alcoholic, and I grew up despising it. Ended up doing it. We didn't get along. You know, I wasn't disrespectful to her. We just didn't get along. But our relationship, once I left and went to the military, our relationship got closer. Why do y'all think that? Why do y'all think our relationship got closer? Huh?
Because you matured.
I matured.
Yeah.
And you got away from the irritant of her, and she got away from the irritant of you.
Yeah, but I'm trying to get y'all to see something though.
Maybe she felt you guilty.
Our relationship got closer. Like I told you, when I became 16 and 17 and then went to the Army, I started doing the same thing, right?
But you
That's
learn.
something common.
Yeah.
Because we had something in common then. We became closer. So I would come home and guess what we would do together? Drink. So our relationship bonded because I was doing the same thing she was doing. And I despised it at a younger age. So you see what I'm saying? When the parents don't think that you are turning out to be the same thing, and thank God I'm nowhere near like that with, the way I am. But we did not, I emulated that, and that's why we became closer and we became friends because I was doing the same thing that she was doing.
But you understood why.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I did understand why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did understand why.
Do you think that the reason you drank when you was in that bracket because you went in service for that, because even after you went in service, you still consumed?
Yeah.
Do you think that we emulate our parents or adults by the bad things they do?
No,
Rather than the good things that we see them do?
I don't think it's just the bad things. I think this is something that you
You got your mouth on, because it's not what you put into the soul, it's what that comes out.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with drinking.
Mhm.
It is the effect of after effect.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because if you are saying you're faulting your parent, we fault our parent for that drinking right there.
Mhm.
And we do wrong because that is that badness that respond for what you put in.
Mhm.
Well, I see a lot of parents that I heard some people say that bring their children to church, make sure the church, you're in church every day. And you going to church, I don't care what you did last night, you'll be in here.
Mhm.
But they still like to do the same thing.
Mhm.
So how can they emulate that parents that put the bad things in them as well as they good to teach your child to come to church? It's your best to teach your child to be respectful of yourself. You respect the child, and the child will respect you and society.
Mhm.
I saw a parent correcting the child and hit the child with their fist. pregnant child, 5, 6 years old,
Mhm.
in front of his little brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
What do you think those other little brothers and sisters going to respond the first chance they get? As soon as they get out of their mother's sight, they gonna hit that child with their fist too, you know, sisters, because we in here.
Mhm.
It's not that on that we think that we enjoy.
Mhm.
When we hear our parents or we hear adults, those do-writers, as they call them, gossiping about somebody else's business.
Right.
I'm saying something, that's what they search about.
Mhm.
Saying something about someone else that they really shouldn't say.
That they shouldn't say.
And it says right here.
Mhm.
So, and you are training up the child.
Right.
You
Right.
just talk about somebody else's lifestyle. You shouldn't be talking about that, especially in front of the child.
Mhm.
That's what they're learning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, how are some ways or some things that we can do to, let's say somebody was coming to you being a busybody? What are some things that you can do or say to nip it in the bud?
I'm not interested in that. Your business is your business, that person's business is that person's business. I'm not interested in hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gossip.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know, there are, go ahead. You was about to say something, Brother Leroy?
Yeah, it's not doing a lot of talking, but I think that what people need to do first off is take a good look at themselves. Take a good look, and then perceive what you see. But we all look at other people and that we become judgmental. We can find fault in others, but we can't find fault in ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why we shouldn't judge period.
Right. Right.
Try to emulate Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
because he's the only one. You look at somebody else, you can't judge that, you know, because their assessment's not right, you know, just try to grow, want to be more like Christ. He's the only one you want to emulate,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
other than yourself, be who you are.
You know, go ahead, Tony. Sorry.
Talking about the whole thing about cleaning up your own yard.
Mm-hmm.
Cry about what's on somebody's yard across the street and next to yours.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crying about what's in his yard, but my yard is just, like garbage can. Dog stuff all over your yard. We just need to just take care of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we can do. We won't have time to worry about nobody else.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And then another thing is when somebody said, people want to tell, say, well, let's pray for them.
Yeah.
You get a whole different attitude. Because they ain't trying to pray, you already got it. You already got it.
Right. Right.
They said, well, let's pray, I'll pray for them. Change the whole conversation.
Yeah. The whole conversation changes, right?
Yeah.
All right. I've did that a couple of times, including this week. You know, I was just like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and pray for him, man. Let's just, you know. And then they were looking at me like, you know, like, really? Yeah.
Speak up real loud and say, I don't want to hear it.
You know, we go through life and we learn, you know, who to deal with and who not to deal with. And, you know, you figure out who your friends are. You figure it out. Like I said, you know, you find out who your friends are when you're down, and when you're down and out. I can tell you that. And you learn. You know, you say, you did this on me once. You ain't gonna do it on me again. I tell you that. You fool me one time, you're not gonna fool me again. You know, y'all had those moments, haven't you? Yeah, you had those. Yeah. Give it a doubt. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
That's who you are. I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I mean, we learn. Okay,
Right.
We learn the hard way because, like you said, he fooled me twice. He might fool you 3 times.
Exactly.
You know, but you know, you eventually learn to learn. You learn to let it go. You let it go. And I lost some friends. who I thought were friends.
Right.
And yeah, it hurt, but I'm better off. Sometimes you got to cut it off, and just like you said earlier, sometimes you got to say, you know what, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm not gonna challenge it no more. I'm just gonna pray for you. That's it. And we go through it, especially us. As churchgoers, we go through it. We go through it because our heart sometimes tells us, go ahead and continue to help this person and go ahead and do this and A, B, and C. And you're saying, am I feeling guilty by not helping? I know this person is hurting right now. And now I feel bad because I'm not hurt. So let me go ahead and just help them one more time. That's hard. That's what our heart does. Go ahead, Tony.
That would lead a lot of people to help people they don't know, because you won't hurt by people that hurt you,
Mm-hmm.
But if you help someone else outside the thing, you don't know them, so don't, then you're doing the right thing. That's why a lot of people go overpaid toward that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because the ones that you do know, a lot of times take advantage.
Yeah. Yeah.
If I could share something with you.
Yeah.
About Proverbs about conceiving person.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Proverbs chapter 9.
Proverbs chapter 9.
Yeah, verses 6, I'll be verses 6 to 8. It just says, this is the good news Bible, New English Version. Good news Bible. It says, leave the company of ignorant people and live. Follow the way of knowledge. If you correct a conceited man, he will only be insulted. If you reprimand an evil man, you will only get hurt. Never correct a conceited man. He will hate you for it. But if you correct a wise man, he'll respect you. So be careful who you, I'm saying, the point I'm making, be careful who you reprove.
And you read 6 through 9?
68.
6 through 8? Okay, sorry. I'm gonna put that up. 6 through 8. Is it Proverbs 9? 6 through 8. Proverbs 9, 6 through 8. As it says, leave your simple ways and you will live. Walk in the way of insight. Verse 7 says, whosoever corrects a mocker invites insults. Whosoever rebukes the wicked incurs abuse. Do not rebuke mockers, or they will hate you. Rebuke the wise, and they will love you. Rebuke the wise. Who is the wise? The saints, the righteous, are the wise. As you're saying, the wise. So it's okay for me to rebuke you. In which way? Which way is it okay for me to rebuke you? In where? Again, do it in love. Respectful way. Don't cause any more drama than what all the drama is already there, right? So do it in Christian love. Respectful. Respectful. One-on. Try to do it one-on-one first. Yes. Try to do it one-on-one first. Yeah. But do it in Christian love. We have to do it in love. Correct each other. Don't mock a person, as it says, mock a person. We all did it when we was young. Bless you. We did it when you was young. You mocked somebody before, right? You mocked your parents. You mocked somebody who was doing something. We've done it. It was.
Sometimes you get the wrong information on the subject, and I might be trying to tell you what you know is correct. So it wouldn't hurt me for you to know, I heard that, but this is the correct version.
Right.
And and I would trust you because I know you wouldn't be trying to
get over on you. Yeah. Just to clear the air. In other words, just to clear the air. This is what I said. I did not say that. This is the way I said it, and they took it and ran with it and said it in their way, and you heard it wrong. I'm sorry about that. Yeah. That's the respectful thing to do. I'm sorry about that. And truly mean it. And then don't use the word but, though. Don't you hate that, though? When somebody's trying to say, I agree with you, but, No, it's not a but. You say I listen to you. I understand. It's a lot of arguments stops. That word but is a good word.
But next time, check with me.
Okay, yeah, you can't say that. Yeah, but next time check with me. But get with me and then we can talk about it. But yeah, but that word "but" is a
You say but because somebody else is saying it.
huh? Yeah, when you say "but," you got something else. Yeah.
It's in conjunction and you hear something else is saying.
Especially if you try to apologize to somebody.
Yeah.
And then here comes the but. You apologize, it's nice, but,
Yeah.
you should have kept that apology.
Look, I've said it 100 times. I say it too. I even say it sometimes today, but then you got to catch yourself. We got to catch ourselves when we say things and then we end up saying, but just say, wait a minute, you know what? So I didn't mean to say, I'm not going to say nothing, but I do truly understand. And I'm, sorry, but that would help. You take out the word but out of your vocabulary sometimes.
Suppose I said, I apologize for what I said to you yesterday, but I had a bad day, I was having a headache.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah. So we teaching each other some courtesy today.
Hey, when you say, I apologize the way I am, but you deserve it. I apologize. Shut your mouth.
If you're telling the truth,
Yeah.
you butt head, you call him,
Right. That's right. Don't say that portion. That's a good analogy. Yeah. Just say, yeah, but you are, yeah, that was a good one. Lord, this is we have to close down now because we got to set up for worship service. I get all this stuff downstairs. But we're going to end that in there. And we're going to start next week at 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. First Corinthians 15 and 33. So that's where we're going to be. We're going to be at, you can mark that 15 and 33.
Okay, and what book is the,
4.
chapter 4?
Mhm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so 1 Corinthians 15 and 33. All right, so can we have someone pray us out, please?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this class. We thank you for your word. We thank you for being able to understand and hear your word. We just thank you for all that we have learned, all that we will learn. We just ask you to keep our minds open to where we can receive and to continue to be in your word. This way, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Good morning, Reverend. Good to see you. God bless you.
When they supposed to do? When they supposed to finish? When they supposed to do the floor?
Starting to do it too. Try to get it. Then I had two ladies trying to help me.
I wish.
Thank you, babe.
Like that graphic, huh?